Managing climate risk is a major challenge of today and for the future. Living and coping with the impacts of climate change is no longer a choice. It is essential for our survival. Let's look at how the change in climate is affecting city of Hyderabad. Hyderabad has a tropical wet and dry climate bordering on a hot semi-arid climate. The annual mean temperature is 26.6 degrees Celsius. Monthly mean temperatures are 21 to 33 degrees Celsius. Summers are hot and humid with average temperature 30 degrees Celsius. Maximum temperatures often exceed 40 degrees Celsius between April and June. Winter lasts for only about 2.5 months, during which the lowest temperature occasionally dips to 10 degrees Celsius in December and January. May is the hottest month when daily temperatures range from 26 to 39 degrees Celsius. December, the coldest, has temperatures varying from 14.5 to 28 degrees Celsius. Heavy rain from southwest summer monsoon falls between June and September, supplying Hyderabad with most of its mean annual rainfall.
The environmental conditions plays a major role for increasing the temperatures. As you know, depletion of ozone layer. So the generally we use man-made sources only the increasing of the temperatures. If temperatures are increased, ultimately the background of chlorofluorocarbons and other pollutants will leads to the depletion of O3. Naturally, if depletion of ozone, ultraviolet radiations which are coming from the sun will give the impact on the increasing of the temperatures. You know, nowadays everything is industrialization is plays a more important. These are all comes under anthropogenic sources, man-made sources. You know, the environment related to air, related to water, related to thermal, related to noise. So the concentrations which are higher in range, ultimately the impact leads to the problems. Suppose if it is a water, definitely it will give the impacts on human beings and other sources also. So, suppose for example if water, generally people are saying that the fluoride concentrations are more. So what will happen if fluoride concentrations are exceeding the 1.5 milligram per liter in water? Ultimately, the people get a fluorosis disease. That means the decay of the teeth and bone marrow, like that. So each and every element giving a cause for giving a bad impacts on the human beings and all.
City has a population of about 6.8 million and a metropolitan population of about 7.75 million. Rapid urbanization and increased economic activity has also led to increased industrial waste, air, noise, and water pollution. Deforestation, degradation of forests, and excess of soil erosion in degraded forests are issues in forest sector. Increasing use of fossil fuel is observed by energy sector.
The reason is crystal clear, perfect. Only the human population, increase in human population. So, due to increase in the population, human population, only human population, not the other organisms like plants, trees. Those are, if the plant community increases to any level, it doesn't give any effect. It will be beneficial effect. But increase in the human population will make you deserted. It will become a desert if the population increases like this only at this in the same level. So to meet this demand, human population demand for food resources, whatever, so we need to manage the natural resources available. So to meet the food demand at whatever all the demands of human increasing population, we are exploiting all the resources. So and to meet that demand, we started discovering new technologies, new methods, new industrial methods. So for that, the reason, like major reason, is industrialization. Industrialization is the major factor for increase in the climate, like disturbance in the climate, major factor. So climate change, like due to increase in population, increase of agricultural land. For it to increase the agricultural land, people are digging the forest, like deforestation. The forest area is coming down, agricultural land is going up. So due to deforestation, there is a disturbance in climate change. As I told you, it's like we have got only one part of resources. The human population is 100 members. So one cannot afford for 100 members, to mobilize to meet that demand. We are going for we kept on going wasting the resources, utilizing the resources, exploiting the resources.
There is a demand of water resources due to the growth in the urban population and therefore increased pressure on the water supply infrastructure to the city.
Sensagar Lake samples also we did, madam, for metal analysis, copper, nickel, iron, manganese, whatever for water and solid waste, sludge samples also. Which pollutants is there present in lake? Because the water is going outside, if any problems is there in for trees and crops and anything. That's why we are how much pollutants is there, how much range is there. The pollutants we are measured in laboratory.
Like Hyderabad city, different areas like Jeedimetla area and Patancheru. Totally, the groundwater is totally polluted. So due to industries, pharma industries, most importantly pharma industries. So we used to just leave that effluent into the natural rivers kind of places, and then it will come to pond or lake. Total disturbance will occur. That is the reason.
Dislocation of human communities and health impacts on the community living in close to the industries. Industrial hubs are prone to climate change impacts due to unscientific construction and water and electricity scarcity. Hyderabad produces around 4,500 tons of solid waste daily. Increasing number of industries in and around city and their improper waste management practices is causing adverse effects. Generation of large quantity of sewage, generation of huge quantum of solid waste is observed. Lack of climate change knowledge center and awareness among people. The changing patterns of rainfall and temperature and humidity are increasing the cases of vector-borne diseases in the state. Growth of cities and large-scale rural-urban migration has increased the population and density, thus vehicles density. The transport sector has a large share in anthropogenic climate change impacts. After energy, the transport sector, mainly road transport, is the main source of increasing CO2 levels in the atmosphere. There are over 3.5 million vehicles operating in the city, of which 74% are two-wheelers, 15% cars and 3% three-wheelers. The remaining 8% includes buses, goods vehicles and taxis. The vehicular population is increasing day by day, and smoke emission from automobile is causing pollution and also becoming hazardous to health. The total vehicular pollution load in twin cities of Hyderabad and Secunderabad alone is 1500 tons per day. Various pollutants released into the atmosphere are as follows. CO contributions are 61.4%, HC contribution is 34%, NO contribution is 3.85%, SO2 contribution is 0.54%, lead is 0.023% and SPM contribution is 0.18%. The pollution load of by different categories of vehicles are 56.2% by two-wheelers, 34% by three-wheelers, 12% by four-wheelers petrol, 2% by four-wheelers diesel and 18.85% of trucks. The buses contribute 1.54% and other vehicles contribute 0.26%.
Okay, the climate change nowadays we see is because of the industrial pollution the pollution is the main reason for the climate change nowadays. What we see, it's all because of the industrialization, urbanization are the two basic reasons which we can tell that the reasons for the change in the climate. And mainly the industrialization is the one which we can talk about, and moreover the increase in the population. More increase in the population, more production, and more pollution. This is how we can just relate these three factors: pollution, population growth, pollution growth, and industrialization. All these things are the main one which are responsible for the climate change. And besides this, there is a deforestation. Deforestation is one of the main reasons for the climate change. And nowadays we see more changes in the fluctuations in the climate, particularly the seasons, alter in the, changes in the seasons. So not because of the pollution and different impacts on the environment. So like and one more thing, these are the mainly already very clearly known that the climate is getting changing a lot. So what all we need to do, I can just focus on one particular aspect, that as a citizen or as a student, what all we can do. They need to have some pollution, the reasons for the awareness in the particular aspect, reasons for the pollution, how best we can control, how best we can minimize the pollution is the one which we can work on particularly. So in that aspect we can tell the 3R policy: reduce, reuse, recycle. That thing which we can work on more plantation, and minimizing the usage of the sources, particularly CFCs, chlorofluorocarbons. This is the one thing which everyone should work on, and try to minimize the production of CFC gases, which this is one thing. And plantation, more plantation should be done to just decrease the temperatures. This is one reason we can talk about. And more awareness should be there in the students. They should know how the pollution is caused, how best we can control the pollution. That should come. And moreover, this is my personal opinion, whenever we talk about the pollution control and everything, it's a group work. We need to, a person alone cannot get or control the pollution. So what all we need to create certain kind of awareness in different groups, and we can just tell what are the reasons for pollution, how the pollution is coming, and what we can do to save the earth. These things we need to get this message to everyone, so that everyone will contribute, and slowly we can get back. We can try to change the pollution, we can try to change the environment, we can minimize the pollution, is what my opinion. Besides this, and industrial pollution is one thing. So the industries should concentrate on the effluents, the quality of the effluents they are discharging. They should more technology should develop in particularly treating the waters which they are releasing, not only water, solid waste and all these things, and gases also. So if we work in that aspect also, we can save the environment. And besides this, actually now students have the subject called environmental science. So they are also getting to know at the very early age the reasons for the pollution, and how best they can, what best they can do to save the to control the pollution also. This is the one thing. And basically the main thing what we need to look into, that's nothing but awareness is what I feel. Awareness should be there. Awareness is the one which can help the people come together and work better for the nature, to improvement of the nature. That's what the plantation, we already discussed plantation, more plantation. Government can come forward and just work together, like social forestry is one aspect where the people can again work on and look into.
Climate change resulting from carbon dioxide and other greenhouse gases emissions was methane, nitrous oxide, hydrofluorocarbons, perfluorocarbons, and sulfur hexafluoride is the gravest environmental challenge ever faced by the humanity. Carbon dioxide equivalent emissions in Hyderabad contributed by domestic sector is 17.05%, industry sector is 11.38%, agriculture and livestock is 0.46%, waste and wastewater is 6.70%, electricity consumption is 7.54%, and road transport is 56.86%.
Due to carbon dioxide, carbon monoxide, this gases is totally destroy the environment and industrializations, particularly some pesticides and drugs, pharmaceuticals. That industry is released to effluents to nalas, and just like HSL, Hussain Sagar Lake is totally destroyed due to industrialization and population urbanization. This is main reasons for environment changing and groundwater quality will be changing.
We can mitigate climate change by afforestation and eco-development through community-based programs, electricity generation using non-conventional sources, enforce cleaner production processes, and waste minimization across industries in partnership with central and state pollution control boards, enhance the share of public transport in the total transportation mix, undertake long-term studies to investigate links between climate change and disease patterns, protection and restoration of existing water bodies in urban areas, creation of new waster bodies, integrated management of municipal solid waste.
See, most of the people, say 70% of the people, they don't know what is the reason for the change in the climate. Even they're not in a position to understand. So what happened for the next generation? So if we take up the measures to educate them, so they will get familiarized with the impact of what we are doing, and if they know the reasons and repercussions after that, so they will be able to just minimize the like problems, like example deforestation. So we have to explain them what is the impact and what would be the future if you keep on cutting down the forest area. So like that we have to bring exposure on among the citizens, and training, we have to take up the measures of training for those people so that they will be able to know the problems.
To conclude, climate change can be mitigated by the effort of individual, and the effort should be put from each and every individual, as we are primarily affected.